Welcome to LNN News. I'm Carolyn Day Pruitt. Here are this week's top stories. Speaker Nancy Pelosi makes a controversial stop in Taiwan. Hopewell chooses an interim city manager from inside city staff. An Old Town Petersburg hotspot closes its doors. And the Chili Peppers close out their 2022 season. Those stories and more when we return after this.
Hourglass Realty Group.
Opening the door to your next journey.
My favorite thing about my job is I get to walk through the doors and see the residents smiling and happy, ready for the day to see what kind of activities we have going on. My name is Rachel Barefoot, and I'm the activities director here at Dunlop House. We do things like physical exercise, fun arts and crafts. Working with seniors is great because I like to be able to make their golden years the best they've ever had. No matter what's going on, the residents' health and well-being is our top priority.
Dunlop House, more than a house, it's home.
Welcome back to the LNN studio. First, let's take a look at national and state news. In a highly criticized move, Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi visited Taiwan on Tuesday, August 2nd. The move is not unprecedented, as then-Speaker Newt Gingrich visited the island nation in 1997, but Pelosi is the highest-ranking U.S. official to do so since, according to a report from NBC News. Officials and leaders in the U.S. took various positions on the move in the days leading up to her trip to Asia. Some Republican leaders applauded the stop in Taiwan as necessary so as not to appear weak in the face of China's threats to take action if Pelosi visited the island. President Joe Biden initially stated that the visit was, quote, not a good idea, end quote, citing escalating tensions with China, which claims Taiwan as its own, while Taiwan claims to be an independent nation. Pelosi and other officials have communicated that the visit does not change the United States' stance or policies regarding Taiwan. A San Francisco law that permitted non-U.S. citizens to vote in local school board elections was overturned late last week. According to the Daily Wire, the controversial law allowed non-citizens to vote in those races if they have school-aged children. The law was originally passed in 2016 and had a 2-year delay before taking effect, but, quote, was extended indefinitely in 2021, according to the report. But on Friday, July 29th, a San Francisco judge overturned that city ordinance, citing both California's state law and the U.S. Constitution as giving the right to vote only to citizens of the United States. The judge's ruling follows a similar ruling in New York made this past June. For more on these stories and more, check out the LNN Insider. Subscribe by going to LNNusa.com and clicking on the subscribe button at the top of the page. We'll be back with local news after this.
Today's show is brought to you by our friends at the Cloud Factory, who take a customized approach to their customers. They know not everyone is alike, and neither are their needs. So, the Cloud Factory focuses on what's best for you when it comes to CBD, hemp-based products, vapor nicotine, glassware, and just about anything, providing alternative routes to a healthier you.
Hi, I'm Dr. Sandy Elba.
And I'm Dr. Adam Elba.
We're chiropractors, and we love what we do.
We change lives on a regular basis. We go from pain relief all the way to wellness. We work with the cause of the problem, we help solve the problem, and put your life on a whole different path.
If you're concerned about your health in any way, or you just want to be healthier all the way around, come see us, Chester Family Chiropractic Center.
Welcome back. Let's turn now to local news. With the current turbulent environment and lack of leadership in key positions inside the city of Hopewell, the need for an interim city manager took front and center at Tuesday's special council meeting. The need for a qualified interim city manager, and ultimately a permanent city manager, is crucial to the future of Hopewell. A motion was made to select the city's current IT director, Dr. Concetta Manker, as interim. During that discussion, Councilor Janice Denton's opposition to Manker's experience and qualifications was cut short. Mayor Patience Bennett evoked parliamentary procedure to end Denton's opposition to the choice.
And I think our attorney will back me.
Councilor Denton, your time is up.
Pardon me?
Your time is up.
There is no time on a special meeting.
It is a time, 3 minutes. Do you have to suspend the rules?
I think this is
there is a time when we're on voting. Yes, there is. There is a time limit when we're having discussion for a vote. When we're having a work session, there is no time. However, when we have a vote on the floor, everyone is offered 3 minutes or 2 times to speak up to 3 minutes. You have exhausted your time.
Well,
Thank you.
Denton attempted to argue the importance of an in-depth evaluation of individuals being considered for such an important role, but Mayor Bennett's commitment to procedure superseded the councilor's efforts to thoroughly discuss the decision publicly.
Call for the voters on the floor. That trumps everything. Call for the voters on the
there's an
floor.
inaptitude thing.
There's a call for a vote on the floor. Counselor,
I can call in point of order.
there's a call for the vote on the floor. What is your point of order?
I don't
There's no,
believe-
you can't, when there's a call for a vote, unless you're calling for a vote to understand, unless you're calling a point of order to understand what the call for the vote is, that should be your point of order. If not, we have a call for the vote on the floor.
I'm asking the attorney to give me some
You have to get
clarification.
permission. There's a call for the vote on the floor.
So you're not gonna let me
It's not that I'm gonna ask you to clarify. Are you asking to get a clear understanding of what the vote, to call for the vote? There's a call for the vote on the floor. That is parliamentary procedure. Am I not correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Did-
Madam Clerk, please, roll call, and this is a call for the vote.
Vice Mayor Johnny Parton said that it was unfortunate that members of council didn't have faith in city staff members, but that he believes Dr. Manker is capable of performing the role of interim city manager. Both Councilor Debbie Randolph and Denton explained that it's not about faith in staff members, but rather focusing on their qualifications for the jobs they are being considered for. Councilor Randolph stated that she felt it would be beneficial for the city to hire an outside firm to conduct a search for a properly qualified and experienced person for the job. Ultimately, the appointment passed 4-2, with both Denton and Randolph opposed to the selection. Councilor Brenda Pelham was absent from the meeting. Dr. Manker will take on the role of interim city manager on August 11th. A legendary local restaurant closed its doors for the last time on Saturday, July 30th. Alexander's, the go-to spot for homemade Greek and Italian dishes, has been an establishment of Old Town Petersburg for decades. Owner Spiro Georgianis, his wife Lynn, and brother Bill decided that it was time to retire, announcing on social media early last week that it would be their last week serving up their famous food. Fans of Alexander's immediately got in line for one last taste of Spiro's own recipes. The small restaurant was overflowing with guests for both lunch and dinner throughout the rest of the week, many wishing Spiro, Lynn, and Bill a happy retirement through the open kitchen door. Longtime customers even paused to take pictures with the family as they said their farewells. Saturday night's dinner was the last for Alexander's, but fans may still see Spiro, Lynn, and Bill at festivals and pop-ups in the future. In the meantime, the Georgianis family members will be taking a well-deserved rest. With the approaching new school year, Hopewell City Public Schools sent a message to parents stating that they are taking an important step to enhance student learning, culture, and safety at school. Phones will no longer be out and/or used while at school. The decision received unanimous approval at a May school board meeting. A public statement on the city website stated, quote, "While we have attempted to accommodate student phones over the years and limit their use, we are finding that they are causing much more harm than help during the school day. Therefore, starting at the beginning of this school year, CGW and HHS will be implementing a pouch system from a company called Yonder for any phones brought to school," end quote. The city further described each student being issued a locking pouch to bring to and from school, into which their phones would be placed for the duration of the school day. Under the Yonder program, students would be required to bring their issued pouches to and from school, and they will maintain possession of their phone throughout the day, to be unlocked upon leaving school. According to Yonder, a survey of over 900 school partners to measure the effects of creating phone-free educational environments revealed, quote, "notable progress in multiple areas." 65% of schools saw an improvement in academic performance, 74% of schools saw an improvement in student behavior, and 83% of schools saw an improvement in student engagement in the classroom. The reaction on social media has been mixed, with parents both for and against the new policy. Some have voiced support for the new rule because of the possibility of improved academics. But others have voiced opposition, citing emergency situations such as an active shooter as a reason that their children should be able to use their phones during the school day. We'll be back with more local news in a moment.
Bopper's Malt Shop, the niftiest place in Petersburg. Ice cream, candy, foot-long hot dogs, burgers, and now introducing the Bopper Blast, a hand-dipped vanilla shake with a blast of candy. Available in over 15 flavors. Bopper's Malt Shop, Old Town Petersburg.
Yes, you can still get haircuts, colors, highlights, waxing services, everything that's going to make you look great right here at the Apothic Company.
Welcome back. National Night Out took place across the country on Tuesday, August 2nd, and area communities participated in the annual event with cookouts and festivities. In Petersburg, neighborhoods such as Overbrook and Poplar Lawn hosted events, along with churches and community groups. City police officers, including Chief Travis Christian, made their way to each event, spending time face-to-face with members of the community. This year they were joined by members of the state police, who were supplementing the city's police force and assisting with patrolling in the wake of the violence the city experienced this past spring. The Petersburg Trolley also joined in, carrying city officials and Petersburg state representatives Senator Joe Morrissey and Delegate Kim Taylor, who also mingled with the crowds. Communities in other localities, including Prince George and Hopewell, also participated Tuesday night, with members of the public going the extra mile to bring law enforcement officers and their communities together. The Tri-City Chili Peppers 2022 season came to a close on Saturday night, July 30th, with two split squad games. After a disappointing 6-3 loss to their rivals, the Peninsula Pilots, on Thursday, July 28th, the Peppers split up to take on two games in two locations on one night last Saturday. At home in Colonial Heights, the Chili Peppers faced the Boone Bigfoots. The game got off to a slow start, with both teams struggling to make it around the bases. Finally, in the fifth inning, the Bigfoots were able to expand their lead with 3 runs, ending the inning 5-1. The sixth inning saw the Peppers struggle again, putting no points up on the board for the second inning in a row. Meanwhile, the Bigfoots managed to load the bases and increase their lead over the Peppers again. The Peppers were unable to catch up to the Bigfoots in the remaining innings of the game, and the last home game of the season ended with a Bigfoots win 9-4. While the Chili Peppers floundered at Shepherd Stadium, the Chili Peppers were on fire in Morehead City, North Carolina. In one of their better games of the season, the Peppers kept the Morehead City Marlins on the hook for 8 innings, blazing their way to a 14-1 Mercy Rule win. While the Chili Peppers managed to close out the season with a fiery win over the Marlins, that performance was not enough to raise them up in the division rankings. They finished out the season in second to last place in the East Division and tied with their rivals, the Pilots. While the ranking may be disappointing for the Peppers and their fans, some comfort can be taken from the fact that they so soundly defeated the Marlins, who were ranked first in the division, as a farewell to the 2022 season. We'll have more sports and weather in a moment.
I love being at home. I mean, you do get a lot done. For instance, I just got pre-qualified for a home loan online with BSV. So be a homebody. Visit bsvnet.com to see what you qualify for.
Imagine an HVAC as unnoticeable as the air itself. Sounds pretty good, huh? The new Daikin Fit. Air intelligence.
Keep your home comfortable and quiet with the new energy-efficient Daikin Fit system. Right now at Colonial Plumbing, Heating and Air, we're offering a $1,000 rebate on any new Daikin Fit HVAC system. Colonial Plumbing, Heating and Air, service that's revolutionary.
And now we go to G. Anadipe for sports.
This week, the NFL has agreed to a 6-game suspension of the Cleveland Brown quarterback Deshaun Watson after being accused of sexual misconduct. Now, over in Miami, the Dolphins are dealing with a set of issues of their own, having been stripped of a 2023 first-round draft pick as well as a third-round draft pick in 2024. Why, might you ask? All because of tampering violations. The Dolphins are being accused of recruiting superstar quarterback Tom Brady while he was under contract with other teams, which is, as you guessed it, illegal. Now, of course, the owner of the Dolphins, Mr. Stephen Ross, isn't without blame as well. He is also being suspended for 6 games, as well as being fined a whopping $1.5 million. That's right, people. They fined a billionaire $1.5 million. That'll teach them. Now, over in NBA news, the NBA community is mourning the loss of an 11-time championship winner, a 5-time MVP award winner, an Olympic gold medalist, an activist, a civil rights pioneer, and a legend, Mr. Bill Russell. Our hearts and our condolences goes out to Mr. Bill Russell's family and his loved ones. In other news in the NBA, the entire world is still waiting to see what the Brooklyn Nets are going to do with Kevin Durant. Are they going to trade him, or will they hold his feet to the fire and make him play out the rest of his contract? The world may never know. Well, at least until the trade deadline. Now back to the NFL. The Steelers are to use the Guardian caps. It reduces concussions by 10 to 20%. Now these caps closely resemble another famous headdress. All kidding aside, guys. If it reduces concussions, I'm all for it. That's it for this week's news. Back to you, Carolyn Day.
Thanks, G. Now we go to Chai the weather guy Gallahan. What's the weekend look like, Chai?
The weekend kicks off with what you expect in summertime. Plenty of sunshine with a high of 92. But a lot like they have it down in Florida, expect a good chance of thunderstorms and showers after 2 p.m. Expect off and on showers and storms until around 8 p.m. and then it cools down to a low of 74. Saturday is a repeat of Friday, but with a high of 91 and a low of 73. Get your outdoor activity fix between the thunderstorms. Sunday is mostly clear and sunny, with a high of 92 and a low of 73. Monday is a rerun of Sunday, with a high of 93 and a low of 74. Tuesday and Wednesday bring in sunshine, with showers and storms after 2 p.m. If you have a garden, this is perfect weather for plants. Back to you, Carolyn Day.
That's it for this week's newscast, but we'll see you next Thursday for the latest local headlines. Don't forget to follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Thanks for watching LNN, News by the People, for the People. Hi, I'm Carolyn Day Pruitt.
And I'm Chai Gallahan.
Major media companies have editorialized reporting and called it news. The free press was never designed to be journalistic interpretation of the facts. LNN USA is committed to reporting facts about issues important to you, but the free press is anything but free.
LNN USA exists to serve our fellow citizens. As a locally owned and operated digital news network, we forego the expensive printing presses, costly production plants, and corporate overhead. Your membership dollars are primarily used to pay local reporters to cover local news. Reporters dedicated to investigative news and features that matter. To do that, we need your support.
Become a member, and you'll receive the LNN Insider Weekly Email, a 40-page magazine packed full of news and features you won't find anywhere else. Membership also includes full access to LNN News broadcast archives, LNN Insider magazine archives, extended interview clips not aired in the weekly broadcasts, and more.
Your membership supports local independent reporting free from corporate and political pressure and agendas. Become an LNN member today by going to LNNusa.com and clicking on the subscribe button at the top of the page.